This was the first shock because anything from ancient Greece simply shouldn't have gear wheels. These were precision gears with teeth about 1 millimeter long. And this was just completely shocking.
Mysterious objects, strange artifacts, and materials that seem too advanced or too alien to be of earthly origin have yet again been discovered. And this time, it's super eerie. These concerning objects have baffled scientists, sparked conspiracy theories, and raised chilling questions about what lies beyond our world. With these strange findings, are we truly alone? Or is something bigger out there watching us? Join us as we uncover the truth about these objects. Number 20. The Roman Dodecahedrons. We start off with the Roman Dodecahedrons, which are strange 12-sided objects that have kept archaeologists scratching their heads for many years, and it's easy to see why. These objects, usually made from bronze or stone, have been dug up in different places across the Roman Empire, like Britain, France, and Germany. Each dodecahedron is hollow, and every one of its 12 sides has a round hole, with the size of the holes varying from side to side. No one knows for sure what these objects were used for, and there are no old writings or records that explain their purpose. Some people think they might have been tools for measuring, used in religious or ceremonial activities, or maybe even part of an ancient game. One of the biggest and most recent Roman dodecahedrons was found in Norton Disney, England, in 2023. This one is made from a copper alloy and is about the size of a fist. Even though experts have studied it a lot, its true purpose is still a big question mark. However, Roman dodecahedrons aren't the only mysterious artifacts that have left scientists puzzled. There's a long list of strange and fascinating objects, and the next one is just as wonderfully bizarre and astonishing. Number 19. The Antikythera Mechanism. The Antikythera Mechanism is a fascinating gadget from ancient Greece that has amazed historians and scientists ever since it was found in 1901. It was discovered in a shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera. People often call it the first analog computer in the world. It dates back to about 100 years before the Common Era and was used to predict the positions of stars and planets, and even to forecast eclipses for calendars and astrology. The device is made up of a complicated system of gears and dials kept in a wooden box. It has more than 30 bronze gears that were carefully designed to perform exact calculations. On the front, there's a big dial that shows the zodiac and the solar calendar, while the back has smaller dials that track the cycles of the moon and the movements of the planets. What makes the Antikythera mechanism so incredible is how advanced it is. Its precise and detailed design wasn't seen again in Europe until mechanical clocks were invented in the 14th century. This has led some experts to think that the knowledge to build such devices might have been lost and only rediscovered much later in history. This amazing mechanism has given us a glimpse into how skilled the ancient Greeks were at mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. It shows just how advanced their technology was for their time. Today, the Antikythera mechanism is kept in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, where scholars and visitors continue to study and admire it. Number 18. The Purrace Map. Another curious artifact is the Purrace Map. Made in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral and mapmaker named Purrace, the map stands out because it shows detailed parts of Europe, Africa, and South America. What really makes it so puzzling is that it includes areas that Europeans supposedly didn't know about at the time. One of the most talked about features of the map is how it shows Antarctica's coastline, which looks like it's free of ice. This has made some people think the map was based on ancient sources that go back to before the last ice age. But most historians and map experts believe its accuracy comes from Purrace using older maps and charts, some of which might have been lost over the years. The map also has notes written by Purrace himself, explaining where he got his information and how he made the map. These notes give us a lot of details about the mapping knowledge and techniques people used in the early 16th century. Number 17. The monumental Moai statues of Easter Island. The Moai statues of Easter Island, also called Rapa Nui, are massive and mysterious, drawing the attention of both scholars and travelers. These giant figures were carved by the Polynesian people who lived on the island between 1250 and 1500. Made mostly from volcanic rock taken from the Rano Raraku crater, the statues are famous for their unique look, featuring large faces with prominent noses, strong chins, rectangular ears, and deep eye sockets. Some of these statues are as tall as 33 feet and weigh over 75 tons. Even though they are incredibly heavy, how the Rapa Nui people moved these statues is still debated. Some researchers think ropes were used to walk the statues into place, while others believe sledges or rolling logs were involved. The Moai are thought to represent important ancestors or other significant figures, acting as symbols of spiritual power and social status. Many statues were placed on stone platforms called ahu, which were used as burial sites for high-ranking individuals and served as central spots for religious ceremonies. When Europeans made contact with the island in the 18th century, along with the overuse of resources, the Rapa Nui population began to decline. This made it harder for them to continue building and moving the statues. Even today, despite efforts to restore them, there are still many unanswered questions about the Moai's origins and purpose. Some people even suggest aliens might have been involved, although there's no real evidence for that. Now, Easter Island is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and attracts visitors from all over the world who are eager to learn about its fascinating history. The Moai remain a testament to the creativity and determination of the Rapa Nui people, showcasing their incredible achievements. Now, let's shift our gaze to the stars and uncover the next fascinating phenomenon. After all, space is a realm of endless marvels. Number 16. Cosmic interstellar dust particles. Interstellar dust particles are some of the strangest and most fascinating things in the universe. These tiny bits of matter travel through space and come from events like supernova explosions or the final stages of a star's life. Made up of elements like carbon, silicates, and metals, these particles hold important clues about how our solar system began and the processes that shaped the universe. Some of these particles, called pre-solar grains, are older than our solar system itself. They even have unique isotopes that tell stories about stars that burned out long ago. What makes these tiny particles even more incredible is that they contain complex organic molecules, hinting that the basic ingredients for life might be common across the universe. To study them, scientists have created advanced tools and methods. They collect samples from space missions, high-altitude planes, and meteorites. But studying these grains is tricky. Researchers have to figure out which particles come from interstellar space and which belong to our solar system. Even analyzing their isotopes is a tough job. Despite these challenges, interstellar dust has helped scientists learn about the earliest moments of the universe. It reveals how stars form, how planets are created, and even gives us clues about the possibility of life beyond Earth. By studying these tiny messengers from space, scientists gain a deeper understanding of where we come from and the vast, mysterious universe we are part of. Number 15. The ARBO Message. In 1974, two well-known scientists, Frank Drake and Carl Sagan, made an ambitious attempt to reach out to alien life. They sent the ARBO Message, a special radio signal, into space from the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. This message, written in binary code, was directed toward the M13 star cluster, located 25,000 light-years away from Earth. It included symbolic pictures, like images of human figures, the structure of our DNA, a drawing of our solar system, and even a sketch of the Arecibo telescope itself. The goal was simple: to let any intelligent life out there know we exist. Even though this effort was groundbreaking, there has never been a reply. This silence has led to many debates about what it means for humanity. Some people think the lack of a response might mean we are alone in the universe. Others believe the reason could be the enormous distances and difficulties of communicating across the stars. The fact that no answer has come has also raised an important question. Should we keep sending messages into space? While some argue it's exciting to try to contact alien civilizations, others worry it might not be safe. Revealing too much about ourselves could, they say, bring unwanted attention from beings we don't understand. Still, many believe that the chance to discover alien life is worth the risk. Others feel it's smarter to be cautious and take a slower, more thoughtful approach. As humanity continues to explore space, the mystery of our place in the universe remains unsolved, and the debate about reaching out to extraterrestrial life goes on. Number 14. The Cosmic Wow Signal. On August 15, 1977, a researcher named Jerry Eman was working at Ohio State University's Big Ear Radio Observatory when he came across something very strange. While scanning space for signals, he detected a highly unusual radio frequency that stood out from everything else. This signal, later called the wow signal, was extremely strong and had a narrow, clear pattern that caught Jerry's attention. Amazed by what he saw, he wrote the word wow next to the alphanumeric code of the signal, and that's how it got its name. The wow signal had a frequency of 1,420 megahertz. This number is important because it matches the natural frequency of hydrogen, which is the most common element in the universe. Because of this, many people wondered if the signal was a message from intelligent aliens trying to communicate with us. However, more recent studies offer a different explanation. Some scientists think the signal might have come from a hydrogen cloud that happened to be in the area being observed. Others believe it could have been caused by a massive comet passing through that region of space. Even with these theories, the wow signal is still a mystery. Was it an actual message from intelligent life? Or was it just a natural event that happened to look special? No one knows for sure, and the debate continues, leaving us all wondering if we are truly alone in the universe. Now, shifting our focus back to Earth, an incredible discovery in South America has left scientists scratching their heads. And here's why. Number 13. The Fuente Magna Bowl. In 1958, something incredible was discovered near Lake Titicaca in Bolivia. It was a large stone bowl called the Fuente Magna Bowl. This artifact, covered with detailed carvings of human and animal figures, has fascinated archaeologists and researchers from around the world. At first, the bowl went mostly unnoticed, sitting in storage at the Museo de Metales Preciosos. It wasn't until two Bolivian researchers, Bernardo Biadur and Freddy Arce, began studying it that people realized how important it might be. What makes this story even more surprising is how the bowl was found. A local farmer had been using it to feed his pigs, completely unaware of its historical significance. The carvings on the Fuente Magna Bowl, along with strange inscriptions etched into its surface, have led to much debate about where it came from. Some researchers, including Dr. Clyde Winters, think the inscriptions might be Proto-Sumerian, connecting the bowl to ancient civilizations in Mesopotamia. They believe the bowl could have been used for religious or ceremonial purposes, possibly as an offering to a goddess named Naya. If this theory is correct, it suggests the Fuente Magna Bowl might be a relic from a very ancient culture linked to the early civilizations of the Near East. Although these ideas are still debated, they make the artifact even more intriguing. Researchers continue to study the bowl, hoping to uncover its secrets and understand how it fits into the broader story of human history. Number 12. The Interstellar Visitor, UMWA. On October 19, 2017, astronomers at the University of Hawaii spotted something truly unusual. It was an object passing through our solar system, unlike anything they had ever seen before. This interstellar traveler, named UMWA, caught the attention of scientists and stargazers everywhere. It was the first interstellar object ever detected entering our solar system, and its strange features sparked a lot of excitement and questions. At first, astronomers thought UMWA was a comet, but soon they realized it didn't have a visible tail or a cloud of gas, which are common signs of a comet. So they reclassified it as an asteroid. However, something odd happened. It started speeding up slightly. This kind of movement isn't normal for an asteroid, making scientists wonder if it might be more than just a space rock. What really made UMWA stand out was its shape. It was long and thin, like a cigar, estimated to be about 1/4 of a mile long with a length-to-width ratio of 10:1. That's very different from any comet or asteroid ever seen. Its dark red color suggested it might have organic compounds on its surface, possibly changed by exposure to cosmic radiation over millions of years. The mystery of UMWA remains unsolved. Was it an asteroid, a comet, or even some kind of alien technology that drifted into our solar system? While scientists have come up with many ideas, no one knows for sure. They continue to analyze its path and features, but for now, the origin and purpose of UMWA are still one of the biggest puzzles in astronomy. Number 11. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. A group of Swedish explorers, led by Peter Lindbergh, found something very unusual at the bottom of the Baltic Sea in 2011. Using sonar technology, they spotted a massive circular object about 200 feet wide. What made it so strange was that its features didn't look like anything naturally formed. It had straight edges, right angles, and what seemed to be steps, which you don't usually see in underwater landscapes. This led some people to wonder if it might be something man-made or even connected to aliens. The object is over 295 feet deep, making it hard to study closely. Still, the team managed to take pictures and videos of it. The group, known as the Ocean X Team, said they ran into unusual technical problems with their gear while trying to investigate the site. Some think the object might be a leftover from World War II, like a sunken military structure, but the odd features and the strange equipment failures have kept the mystery alive. Even though there are many ideas about what it could be, including the possibility that it's just a natural rock formation, no one knows for sure. Scientists and explorers are still trying to figure out what this mysterious Baltic Sea anomaly really is. The search for answers continues, as this underwater structure remains one of the ocean's biggest puzzles. Yet this next baffling mystery emerged right on the bare ground near a family home. Number 10. The Strange Betts Sphere. Back in 1974, the Betts family in Florida stumbled upon a strange, shiny metal ball while checking out the aftermath of a fire on their property. The object was about the size of a bowling ball and weighed around 22 pounds. At first, they thought it was just some ordinary artifact, but as they looked into it more, they started noticing weird things. For example, whenever Terry Betts played his guitar near the sphere, it would make a pulsing sound and even move all by itself. This strange behavior caught a lot of attention, and soon, local news outlets, the United States Navy, and even UFO experts, like the well-known ufologist J. Allen Hynek, got involved. After examining the sphere, the United States Navy concluded that it was most likely a stainless steel ball, probably from some industrial valve. But that didn't stop people from wondering. The odd reactions of the ball led some folks to believe it might have come from outer space. A few even thought it could be a piece of advanced alien technology, though there isn't any solid proof to back up these ideas. Number 9. The Dog Figurines. The dog figurines, which date back to Japan's Jomon period, around 14,000 to 400 years before our Common Era, are some of the most fascinating archaeological discoveries in the country. These small clay figures, measuring between 10 and 30 centimeters tall, have puzzled researchers for centuries. The early versions of these figurines were abstract and simple. However, by about 4000 BC, the designs had become more detailed, featuring arms, legs, and faces that were easier to recognize. Their purpose and meaning have sparked many different theories over the years. Some researchers believe the dog were religious symbols or idols used in rituals connected to fertility and childbirth. Since many of these figures often feature female forms, some speculate they were meant to promote fertility or protect the well-being of communities. Other ideas suggest that these figurines were simply toys or teaching tools for children. One of the more out-there theories is that the dog were inspired by extraterrestrial beings who might have interacted with the Jomon people. Despite these intriguing ideas, Most scholars think the figures were likely tied to religious practices or everyday life. Even so, their true purpose remains a mystery, and new interpretations continue to surface. Number 8. The IUD Aluminum Wedge. In 1974, archaeologists working in Romania stumbled upon something that left them completely stunned. While digging near ancient mastodon bones, they found a strange object that sparked a ton of curiosity. This object, called the IUD Aluminum Wedge, was made mostly of aluminum, a material humans didn't start producing widely until the 19th century. But here's the twist. The wedge was discovered next to bones that date back about 11,000 years. The wedge is roughly 8 inches long and has traces of other metals in it. Its presence in such an ancient site has caused plenty of debate. Some people believe it might be an alien artifact, maybe even a piece of an extraterrestrial machine. Others think it could be leftover military equipment from the First World War, buried in an area that saw a lot of action during the war. Even with all these theories, there's still no solid proof to explain how this modern-looking object ended up in such an ancient place. Scientists are puzzled, trying to figure out if it's evidence of some advanced civilization or just a relic from a forgotten time. Whatever the answer might be, the IUD Aluminum Wedge remains one of the most puzzling discoveries ever made. And if you thought this find was strange, wait until you hear about the next one. It's just as mind-blowing. Number 7. Martian Meteorite ALH 84001. The year is 1984 when a group of scientists made an amazing discovery in the icy Allen Hills region of Antarctica. They found a strange meteorite, later named ALH 84001, that was unlike anything else. What made it so special? It came from Mars. This rock had traveled millions of miles through space before landing here on Earth. The meteorite weighed about 4 pounds and was roughly the size of a potato. Things got even more interesting when, in 1996, researchers spotted tiny structures inside it that looked like fossilized microbes. These findings caused a huge buzz because, if true, it would mean proof of life once existing on Mars. But not everyone was convinced. Some scientists argued these formations could have been created by natural processes on Earth, or might even be the result of contamination during the meteorite's long journey. This debate has left the scientific community divided, with no clear answer yet. So, was this Martian rock evidence of ancient life, or is it just a fascinating mystery? The truth about ALH 84001 remains one of the biggest questions about life beyond Earth. Alright, it's time for today's subscriber pick, and we've got something pretty intriguing to share. Quick heads up though. There's no solid proof that what we're about to discuss is entirely legit. But since it's been stirring up some excitement, especially with all the talk about UAPs lately, we thought you'd find it interesting. So, this curious image popped up on Reddit, posted by someone claiming they took it while exploring the mountains near Bergen, Norway. If you look closely, it seems to show a strange pink hovering UFO. What makes it even creepier? There's a small group of people in pink cloaks gathered nearby. The person who took the picture insists it's the real deal. That is, an alien craft quietly scoping out our planet. But honestly, if they wanted to keep a low profile, bright pink probably wasn't the smartest choice. What do you think? Could this turn out to be one of those rare pieces of evidence pointing to alien life? Or is it just another elaborate hoax? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 6. The Roswell Incident. The Roswell Incident, which took place in 1947, is still one of the most talked about and mysterious events in modern history. That year, a rancher named Mac Brazel found strange pieces of debris scattered across his land in Roswell, New Mexico. The debris included metallic rods, plastic-like bits, and paper-like materials, none of which seemed to match anything that people were familiar with. At first, the military reported finding a flying disc, which sparked a lot of speculation that it was the result of a UFO crash. But the story took a sharp turn when the US Army quickly retracted that statement and explained that the debris was from a weather balloon. As time passed, more details came to light. In the 1990s, the US military admitted that the wreckage was actually from a top-secret program called Project Mogul. This project used high-altitude balloons to monitor Soviet nuclear tests. Despite this official explanation, many people still believe that the Roswell crash involved an alien encounter, which the military has tried to cover up. The debate is far from over, with conspiracy theorists pointing out contradictions in the government story. So, is the truth hidden away in a carefully kept secret, or was it just a weather balloon after all? The Roswell incident continues to fascinate and confuse those still searching for answers. Number 5. The Bong Pipes. In the far-off Qinghai province of China, not far from Mount Baigong, a series of strange pipe-like structures were found, known as the Bong Pipes. These pipes, which range in size from small ones to about 16 inches in diameter, seem to burrow deep into the mountain and even stretch into a nearby lake. The pipe's unusual appearance has stirred up a lot of curiosity, mainly because of what they're made of. Even though these pipes are believed to be thousands of years old, they're made of iron, a material that ancient civilizations weren't known to have worked with in such a detailed way. Some people think that the pipes could be the remains of alien activity, with theories suggesting they might have been built by beings from another world. But most geologists think the pipes have a more natural explanation. They believe the pipes could be fossilized tree roots that over time turned into iron-rich formations. While this theory makes sense, it doesn't completely clear up the mystery of where exactly the pipes came from. No matter where they came from, the Bong Pipes remain a fascinating mystery, continuing to capture the imagination of researchers and explorers. And this next artifact is just as ancient and has a story behind it that sounds like something straight out of a treasure adventure movie. Number 4. King Tut's Space Dagger. When King Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered in the 1920s, it revealed a treasure trove of artifacts, but one item stood out more than the others. Among the treasures was a dagger, now known as King Tut's Space Dagger, which grabbed the attention of archaeologists and historians alike. The blade of this dagger is made from meteoritic iron, a material rich in nickel, making it different from anything else found in ancient Egypt. Because of its unusual material, some people have suggested that the dagger might have come from extraterrestrial visitors, though this theory has been mostly rejected. However, recent studies have shown that the iron used to craft the dagger is similar to that of a meteorite discovered near Alexandria, Egypt. This has led experts to think that the dagger could have been a valuable gift, possibly from the Mitanni Empire to Tutankhamun's grandfather. The impressive craftsmanship of the dagger points to a high level of skill in metalworking, leaving many to wonder, was this an advanced creation of ancient Egyptian technology, or does its origin suggest something more mysterious? Number 3. The Dropa Stones. In 1938, a fascinating discovery was made in the Banara Ula Mountains, located on the border between Tibet and China. A group of explorers, reportedly led by Chipu, uncovered a set of unusual stone discs. Each disc was about 12 inches in diameter and had spiral grooves etched into them, running from the center out to the edges. Intricate hieroglyphic-like symbols were carved into the grooves, and the stones became known as the Dropa stones. At first, these objects were studied, but they didn't receive much attention after early attempts to decode the markings were unsuccessful. Years later, a Russian scientist named Dr. Tsum Ne claimed to have figured out the code. According to his findings, the symbols told the story of an alien spacecraft that had crash-landed in the Banara Ula Mountains over 12,000 years ago. The survivors, called the Dropa, were stranded on Earth. Despite their peaceful intentions, they were misunderstood by local tribes. Dr. Tsumne even suggested that the Dropa stones were ancient data storage devices, holding extraterrestrial knowledge. However, the mystery surrounding these stones only grew deeper because no physical examples of them could be found in any museum or research facility for further study. So, are the Dropa stones an elaborate hoax, or is there a hidden truth behind their mysterious story? The debate continues, and it's up to you to decide what you believe. Number 2. The Thevoyich Manuscript. The Thevoyich Manuscript, a 15th century book filled with strange writing and illustrations, has left researchers puzzled since it was discovered in 1912. It was found by a Polish book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich. This handwritten book has 240 pages, each filled with drawings of plants, stars, biological diagrams, and strange pharmacological charts that don't seem to match anything known to modern science. The plants shown in the book don't resemble any species that have been identified by botanists, and the astronomical symbols appear to be completely different from those in any known historical records. The most confusing part of the manuscript is its text, which no one has been able to translate. Despite decades of efforts by top linguists and cryptographers, no one has cracked the code. Some people believe the manuscript holds ancient knowledge about plants, astronomy, or medicine, while others think it might have come from extraterrestrials. There are also theories that the manuscript was never meant to be understood at all. So, is it a lost treasure of ancient wisdom, or just a puzzle we're not meant to solve? The Voynich manuscript remains one of the world's greatest mysteries in the field of historical research. And now, for our grand finale, we turn to a discovery that has sparked intense debate within the scientific community. Could it be an ancient human ancestor or, you guessed it, an alien? Number 1. The Star Child Skull. In the 1930s, a strange skull was discovered in a mine tunnel near Copper Canyon in Mexico. However, it wasn't until the 1990s that the skull gained worldwide attention, thanks to a researcher named Lloyd Pye, who gave it the name Star Child Skull. This skull looks very different from a typical human skull. Its shape is unusual, being much smaller, and its bone structure is thinner and stronger than what we see in humans. The face is upturned, the cheekbones are smaller, and the skull's size suggests the brain could have been larger than an average human's. DNA tests were done, and the results showed some oddities in its genetic makeup, sparking theories that it could be from an alien. But many scientists believe the strange features could be due to a rare genetic condition called hydrocephalus, where the head enlarges from fluid buildup in the brain. So, could this skull belong to an alien, or is it just the remains of a human with a rare medical condition? The debate continues, and researchers are still working to uncover the truth behind the Star Child skull. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.